A quick Friday recap of the week. So I closed 2 positions this week. I had a options play on BITO, which is a ETF that follows Bitcoin, and then I also had a play on CCL, which is Carnival Cruise. So I've been trading on the 4-hour time frame. I've been watching Bitcoin for quite a while, and I've been trading the ups and downs of this here. Look at it on Bitcoin itself. Got to the weekly chart. Okay, so this pattern here is what they call a cup and handle. Kind of looks like a cup. It's got the handle here, and then basically what we're waiting for is for it to break out of this handle. It's a very bullish pattern. Usually you're looking for a big jump up once it breaks out of this, which it has done. So I traded on the 4-hour, been watching it for a while, and it finally broke out. Looks like on the 15th. And we can zoom in. Alright. So BITO, like I said, follows Bitcoin. So we have a very similar structure. Cup and handle. They don't follow each other exactly, so I waited for actual Bitcoin to break out. And once it did, I entered into a position here. I entered here. We can go to the 15-minute to get a closer look. So that's where I entered. I think at one point I was up like 75%. I hung on to it, came clear back down to where I started, back up, and I was a day out from expiration, so I went ahead and took my profits. So I think I ended up with a 40% gain, and then I jumped back in today. We had a gap up at the open, and I decided to get back in here. And this position is good for 2 weeks, so I've got plenty of time on it. However, I took a terrible trade. I don't know what I think I wasn't paying attention when I got into this. $18 call expires on the 8th, but I was not paying attention to the bid-ask spread. It's a very wide spread, and typically you want it to be really close together. Like usually if the bid was 145, I'd want the ask to be like 148, maybe 150. It's 215, so way bigger than I would normally. I would never trade this. I'm just gonna hang on to it and see if it turns out being profitable. Up right now 7%, but it's fluctuated a lot today. And then the other trade that I exited this week was the Carnival Cruise. And this had been trading in a ascending triangle pattern. Hitting the highs here straight across. As soon as it broke out, I was ready to enter. And you can see where I took my entry here. I kept waiting for a pullback. I never got one, so I got in to the trade. And of course, as soon as I entered it, it decided to pull back. Typical. But I hung in there, stayed along the trend line, had a nice gap up the following day, and ended up going sideways. Hit my trend line, and I got out there. Ended up with a 30% gain on that trade. Still a win, according to the pattern. This move should come clear up to this area is the target. So I'll probably get back into this trade once I see it move back upward.